Assalamu alaikum. This is Rokia Samia welcoming you to the English news from Bangladesh Television Chattogram Center. Let's begin with the headlines. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus urges all to develop work habits for people's welfare in daily lives. Updating of voter list visiting homes to start on January 20, while total number of voters rises to more than 12 crore 36 lakh. Decision to increase VAT on 43 products not to leave impact on prices of daily commodities, says Finance Advisor Dr. Saliuddin Ahmed. All agreements made under Awami League government for looting and corruption to be reviewed and action to be taken on course, says BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir. Gaza's population falls 6% and about 1 lakh Palestinians leave the enclave since war with Israel begins 15 months ago. And Bangladesh Under-19 women's cricket team leave Dhaka for upcoming Under-19 World Cup starting on January 18 in Malaysia. Viewers, those were the headlines. Now moving on to the details. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus urged all to develop the work habits for the welfare of people in their daily lives. He said this while formally opening the Walkathon and Social Service Conference at South Plaza of Jatiya সংসদ in the capital this morning. Department of Social Services organized the event on the occasion of National Social Service Day 2025. The chief advisor said every person has a tendency to work in the interest of others, and this desire should be awakened. He said working for the welfare of others is more joyous than doing something for oneself. Mentioning that the power of people is greater than the power of a government, he also called upon all to come forward from their individual level to advance the country rather than being 100% dependent on the government.
সমাজসেবা প্রতিটি মানুষের দায়িত্ব। মন্ত্রণালয়ের কাজ হলো আমাদেরকে স্মরণ করিয়ে দেওয়া, পাছে যেন ভুলে না যাই, এই দায়িত্ব থেকে আমরা দূরে সরে না যাই। এই নিঃস্বার্থে কাজ করা, দৈনন্দিন জীবনে এমন করে ফেলি যে না আমাদের স্বার্থ একটাই, নিজের স্বার্থ। পরস্বার্থটা আমরা আস্তে আস্তে মুছে দিতে থাকি। আজকে আহ্বান জানানোর দিন এই সমাজসেবা দিবসে যে আরেকটা অংশ আমাদের মধ্যে আছে, পরের জন্য সেবা, পরস্বার্থে কাজ করা, সেটাকে জাগিয়ে তোলা। আমরা যদি আমাদের নিজেদের দৈনন্দিন জীবনে মনে করিয়ে দিতাম যে আমাদের দুটি অংশ আছে, এটা নিজের স্বার্থ, একটা পরের স্বার্থ। আমাদের যে শক্তি আছে, ব্যক্তির যে শক্তি আছে, সেই শক্তির কাছে সরকারের শক্তি নস্যি, মোটেই তুলনা করা যায় না। আমাদের শক্তি, ব্যক্তির শক্তি, এটা প্রচণ্ড শক্তি। একবার শুধু তাকে উন্মোচন করা, জাগিয়ে তোলা। আমরা যেমন ব্যবসা করি, অনেক টাকা রোজগার করি, চেষ্টা করি টাকা রোজগারের জন্য, মুনাফা অর্জন। যে যত বেশি মুনাফা করতে পারে তত আনন্দ পায়। এটা হলো নিঃস্বার্থের ব্যবসা। একটা কিছু চিন্তা করে দেখেন পরস্বার্থে ব্যবসা হয় কিনা। এটা কিন্তু নাই, আমাদের প্রচলিত চিন্তার মধ্যে আমাদের কাছে নাই। আমরা সেই কথাটাও মনে করিয়ে দিতে চাচ্ছি, নিঃস্বার্থে যেরকম ব্যবসা করা যায়, পরের স্বার্থেও ব্যবসা করা যায়। যে ব্যবসার থেকে আমি নিজে এক পয়সাও মুনাফা নেব না, যাবতীয় যা কিছু করছি পরের স্বার্থে করছি, এবং সেই টাকা যা রোজগার হবে সেই ব্যবসার মধ্যে থেকে যাবে, এতে আমি আনন্দ পাব।
Social Welfare Advisor Sharmin S. Murshid, Social Welfare Secretary Dr. Muhammad Mohiuddin, freedom fighter and three student representatives of the anti-discrimination student movement also spoke on the occasion. Later, Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus inaugurated the walkathon by releasing balloons and pigeons. The Chief Advisor exchanged greetings with the participants of the walkathon. National Social Service Day 2025 has been observed with colorful programs in Chattogram with the theme "Those who have no one by their side have social service." Rallies and open discussions were organized in the city on the occasion. The guests participated in the discussion emphasized on making Bangladesh a welfare state. Chattogram Divisional Commissioner and Divisional Social Services Director Dr. Muhammad Ziauddin inaugurated the program in the Circuit House premises of the city in the morning. Later, a colorful rally was brought out marking the day. Starting from the Circuit House, the rally ended at Jula Shilpakala Academy, parading various streets of the city, including Kaji Deori Golpahar Circle. Chattogram Department of Social Services organized an open discussion on welfare state there. Chattogram City Corporation Mayor, Civil Surgeon, Chattogram Police Superintendent, leaders of anti-discrimination student movement of Chattogram, representatives of various organizations under Social Service Department participated in the discussion. The speakers said the Department of Social Service is conducting multifaceted service activities including social safety net, elderly disabled allowance, hospital social service, educational support for poor students, rehabilitation of the orphans. They demanded to make these services more simple, transparent and expand the range. The Election Commission has announced that the total number of voters in the country has risen to 12,36,83,512 according to the latest draft voter list update. Election Commissioner Brigadier General Retired Abul Fazl Muhammad Sanaullah shared the updated statistics during a briefing at the Election Commission office in the capital today. The list now includes 6,33,30,103 male voters, 6,3,52,415 female voters, and 994 voters of the Hijra community. Since March 2 of last year, 18,33,352 new voters have been added to the rolls, comprising 11,85,516 males and 6,47,774 females. The Election Commission will begin updating the voter list by visiting homes starting January 20, and the process will be completed by June 30. After assuming office, the current Election Commission led by A.M.M. Nasiruddin decided on December 2 that updating the voter list would be collected from households in 2025. About the draft voter lists, any claim, objection or application for correction can be placed till January 17 next. Then the Commission will resolve the objections or applications by January 30. According to the law, the voter list is updated annually between January 2 and March 2. The EC publishes a draft of the updated voter list on January 2 based on information from the previous year. After resolving claims and objections regarding the list, the final version is published on March 2. The Electoral System Reform Commission will submit its report to the Chief Advisor tomorrow. Head of the Commission, Bodiul Alam Mujumdar, said this in an interview with the Btv News. He said ensuring a free, fair and impartial election will be the main goal of the reform proposals. Bodiul Alam Mujumdar went on saying that the electoral system has broken down. In order to overcome it, a consensus is necessary alongside execution of law and other related tools. Many changes have to be made to ensure an acceptable election, free from all kinds of hurdles and intimidation, he added. The head of the Electoral System Reform Commission said there will be no influence of money in the election and the mass media will be able to work without any obstruction. The decision to increase in VAT on 43 products will not cause any impact on the prices of daily essentials in markets. Finance advisor Dr. Saliuddin Ahmed said this to journalists after a meeting of the Purchase Committee at the Secretariat today. The advisor said additional tax has been imposed on the hotels having the standard of 3 stars, not on that of general standard. The finance advisor is hopeful that the economy of the country will see stability in the new year. Banks will be given adequate support and allotments for education and health sectors will be increased in the budget, he added. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has said all agreements made in the country under the Awami League government for the purpose of looting and corruption will be reviewed and action will be taken on course. He made the remarks while briefing journalists on corruption of the power sector in the fascist Awami government at BNP Chairperson's office in the capital today. BNP Standing Committee member Iqbal Hassan Mahmud Tuku presented the details of corruption at the power sector. Another Standing Committee member Nazrul Islam Khan was present at that time. Iqbal Hassan Mahmud Tuku said Awami League government's ministers and state ministers have smuggled money through secret agreements with foreign companies for the purpose of money laundering. In the name of capacity charge, the Awami government embezzled 1 lakh crore taka from the power industry, he added. A Chattogram court has denied bail to the former ISKCON leader Chinmoy Krishna Das Brahmachari during a hearing held under tight security today. Metropolitan Public Prosecutor Advocate Mofizul Haq Bhuiyan said Chattogram Metropolitan Sessions Judge Muhammad Saiful Islam rejected the bail plea after hearing arguments from both sides from around 30 minutes. Following the hearing, Chinmoy's lawyer Apurba Kumar Bhattacharjee told they will appeal to the High Court for bail. Earlier in the day, they arrived at the court to represent Chinmoy in the high-profile case. Despite their efforts, the court's decision went against their plea. Chinmoy Krishna Das was not brought before the court today. On October 31 last year, a sedition case was filed against 19 people, including Chinmoy, on charge of belittling the national flag. On November 25, Chinmoy was arrested in the sedition case and sent to jail after being rejected bail petition, which sparked clashes causing the death of lawyer Saiful Islam Alif. Now, international news. The population of Gaza has fallen 6% since the war with Israel began nearly 15 months ago, as about 1 lakh Palestinians left the enclave while more than 55,000 are presumed dead, according to the Palestinian Central Bureau of Statistics (PCBS). Around 45,500 Palestinians, more than half of them women and children, have been killed since the war began, but another 11,000 are missing, the Bureau said, citing numbers from the Palestinian Health Ministry. As such, the population of Gaza has declined by about 160,000 during the course of the war to 2.1 million, with more than a million or 47% of the total children under the age of 18, the PCBS said. It added that Israel has waged a brutal aggression against Gaza, targeting all kinds of life there, humans, buildings, and vital infrastructure. Entire families were erased from the civil register. There are catastrophic human and material losses. Israel's foreign ministry said the PCBS data was fabricated, inflated, and manipulated in order to vilify Israel. Israel has faced accusations of genocide in Gaza because of the scale of death and destruction. The International Court of Justice (ICJ), the United Nations' highest legal body, ruled last January that Israel must prevent acts of genocide against Palestinians, while Pope Francis has suggested the global community should study whether Israel's Gaza campaign constitutes genocide. Law enforcement officers surround the scene after the attack in the French Quarter area of New Orleans, Louisiana, U.S. on the New Year Day of 2025. A U.S. Army veteran with an Islamic State flag and hell-bent on carnage steered a pickup truck into a crowd of New Year revelers in New Orleans on Wednesday, killing at least 15 people and wounding dozens, officials said. The FBI identified the attacker as Shamsuddin Jabbar, a 42-year-old U.S. citizen from Texas. He appeared to have been a real estate agent working in Houston and had served as an IT specialist in the military. Officials said they were searching for accomplices but gave few details. Police Superintendent Annie Kirkpatrick described Jabbar as a terrorist, while the FBI said an ISIS flag was located in the vehicle, using another name for the Islamic State jihadist group, and saying it was probing his links with such organizations. U.S. President Joe Biden, describing the attack as despicable, said Jabbar had posted videos online hours before indicating that he was inspired by ISIS. Officials said a manhunt was underway, with FBI agent Alethea Duncan warning that authorities do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible. Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry said, "We are hunting some bad people down." An FBI spokesman told AFP that 15 people had been killed, citing the New Orleans coroner's office. Now, sports news. Cricket. Bangladesh under-19 women's cricket team departed for Sri Lanka to play 40 T20s against the hosts to ramp up preparations for the upcoming under-19 World Cup, starting on January 18 in Malaysia. The four-match series against Sri Lanka will begin on January 3 and run till January 9, after which the Bangladesh team will travel to Malaysia on January 11. Pitted in Group D, Bangladesh will take on Australia, Nepal and Scotland in the group stage.